Joey Gargiulo here, and today we are going to make one of my favorite snacks, burrata salad. Um, if you don't know what burrata is, oh, you're in for a treat. So, burrata can be found in most supermarkets where you would find your fresh mozzarella. Now, I say mozzarella. I don't want to hear mozzarella or mozzarella. We're Italian here, and it's an Italian cheese. It's called mozzarella. All right. I have a sister. Her name. We used to nickname her Michelle Mozzarella. My favorite pork store. When I would walk in there, they say, "Hey Joey, you want some fresh mutz?" He didn't even say mozzarella. It's pronounced mozzarella. Now, burrata. Now that's a name, right? Burrata. That sounds awesome, right? What is burrata? Well, burrata is fresh mozzarella stuffed with shreds of mozzarella and fresh ricotta. Now, there's another Italian pronunciation. Most of you know it as ricotta cheese. It's not ricotta, not regatta. It's regatta, okay, with a G in my mind, right? Regatta. So imagine it comes. I already opened the inside plastic, but you can see it comes just like fresh mozzarella, soaked in water, a little salty water, and it is an amazing, amazing feast. It's a great salad. It goes with a lot of dinners. But before we get started, there's some things that we need to do before I go over the ingredients. Number one, we need some Frank Sinatra. Alexa, continue. Okay, here we go. That's good. All right, you have to have some Frank Sinatra in the background. And it's funny because I was staying with my very good friend Randy Gordon, and in Vegas. And what does he do? He says, "Alexa, play some Frank Sinatra as he's cooking," right? And the other thing we need is a nice glass of wine, red wine preferably for this meal. And now, my favorite go-to is Menage a Trois, and specifically the Silk. This is a really good, inexpensive go-to wine. It's very versatile. It's mild flavored. It doesn't have too many. And if you like reds, it doesn't have too strong of an oaky taste. It doesn't. It's a mild, just like the name says, Silk. And menage. Who doesn't like a menage a trois, right? Oh my God. Anyway, we got some Frank Sinatra. We got some wine in my glass, and now we can get working here. Now the ingredients are very simple. We have a burrata cheese. We have fresh basil. Now the thing with basil is, usually I grow basil myself when I have a garden, but everybody knows I travel now, so I don't have a garden. And in a supermarket for like $2, you could buy some basil. But for $2.99, why not buy a basil plant, right? And if you have to use the whole plant, so be it. You're sacrificing it. The plant that you buy in the store is already sacrificed. But the best part is that you don't have to actually sacrifice the whole plant. In this situation, you pick off the leaves, preferably the small leaves. The old ones, you could use them to chop and put in recipes, but when you're making a salad, the small leaves, they have the most aroma. My ZL1 smelled so good coming back from the supermarket. So we got our basil, we got our burrata, all right? And you have to find the smallest, reddest, sweetest tomatoes that you can. A lot of them are going to be advertised as sweet tomatoes or, cherry bombs. And this particular brand by Sunset is the one sweet tomato. And make sure they're pretty red. I already took some out, so I already prepped. But this is as you can see, they're nice little red tomatoes, and they're so delicious. And the other ingredients are very simple. You need some balsamic reduction glaze. You can find it in a supermarket. This is one of my favorite brands, but there's a few different brands. And you're going to see what we're going to do with that in a little while. You need a little bit of salt. I prefer Mediterranean sea salt. Some people like the Himalayan pink salt. That's just as good. It's all salt. It's all sodium. You're going to need a little bit of parsley just to because we're Italian here, and you have to have some parsley and some kind of fresh ground pepper. I prefer a pepper medley over just like straight up black pepper, but that's me. But everybody's different, which is fine. And those are the ingredients. That is it, my friend. So the prep work is so simple. This is such a quick recipe. You're going to quarter the tomatoes. Now, you want to do it with a sharp knife. I prefer, because I'm a fisherman, a fillet knife. I use it all the time in the kitchen. You have no idea. You start using a fillet knife. If you go out to like a sporting goods store and buy yourself a very good fillet knife, you will probably never cook with another knife or prepare food that you're cooking with another knife again. There's so many things you could do with a fillet knife, and they stay much sharper than regular kitchen knives. They're meant to be sharp. They have to be sharp if you think about it, and they have some flex to them if you need them to, but they're also very sturdy. They're not too long, they're not too short, they're the perfect size. You have to go out and get yourself a nice fillet knife. I prefer it over any kind of chef knife. One of my daughters, culinary art student at one time, I was purchasing $300-400 culinary knives. Not impressed, not at all. My $30 fillet knife can do it all. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick your leaves, wash them obviously. Not too much though. If you wash your basil leaves too much, you're going to lose the flavor, you're going to lose the aroma, because you could see the shine. That shine is where, and I did wash my hands, everybody, so don't worry. This shine is where the aroma is. I could smell the aroma coming off of this leaf right now. It's just amazing. So, watch how simple this is. We are going to go and take one of our burrata out of the package, close that package up, save the other burrata for another day, and we are going to go over to the microwave. And this is something that a lot of people tend to not know what to do about. 20 seconds, no more, no less. If you do 22 seconds, I promise you, you'll have a melted ball of cheese. If you do 10 seconds, you will have a hard, cold bowl of cheese. 20 seconds is the ticket, my friend. Some people might be like, oh my God, that's too much. It's the right amount. Trust me, I've done this many, many times. We open this up, and look, we still have a ball of cheese. It's not melted, but I can feel the heat radiating off of it. And what happens here is it just unlocks the flavor. It unlocks the wholesomeness. So, very simple. I'm going to take my plate. But first, got a piece of leaf on it. Going to take a sip of wine. Why not? And you could be all artsy-fartsy if you want. And you could lay the leaves out like this. So, to me, I like to do that. Culinary treats are not just the flavor. It's about the presentation. It's about making the senses come alive. When you have a dish that's served to you, even if it's a tiny portion, if it's presented correctly, like a work of art, it just seems to taste better. It definitely tastes better to the soul, I kid you not. So we take these leaves and we're going to make a little background on the side here, because that's what everybody's going to see. And then the rest of them, we're just going to kind of pile up in the middle. Very, very simple. And you notice, as far as basil leaves goes, these are pretty small, right? Because you don't want the large ones. The large ones are not as flavorful. Now, we're going to take our burrata cheese and we're going to pour it right on top. And if you notice, yeah, it started to explode. That's okay. I'm about to cut into it, and you can see, look what's coming out. Oh my God, right? And I'm going to use my hand here to lift this up a little bit, center it. Don't worry about the explosion. It's all good. Now the tomatoes, gonna go on the inner perimeter. Very, very simple. I apologize for moving my phone. Yeah, I'm doing this one-handed. I am not the best vlogger yet. I'll figure it all out. I don't care. It's all good. Okay. Now, before we do anything else, we are going to, number one, sprinkle some of this amazing Mediterranean sea salt. And if you're like, oh my God, it's a lot of salt. No, it's not. Everybody knows if any kind of mozzarella cheese goes very, very well with salt. And I don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand, but I'll figure it out. I am going to grind my pepper. Oh, this is gonna be a challenge. Wow. Oh, I know what to do. I'm gonna put the lid on. Actually, you know what? What am I doing here? Let me put the phone down. I am grinding fresh pepper medley on top of my salad. Voila. And now I'm opening up my basil. I'm sorry, my basil. My parsley. What am I saying? We already have the basil. And I'm just sprinkling, not a lot, just to add a little more Italian flavor to this. Now the fun part, the balsamic reduction. Now this basically is balsamic vinegar boiled down to the point where it is gooey like a gel. And once again, you could be fancy, you can just pour it on, but I like to just see what happens. Like every time, sometimes I make a design, sometimes I just go zigzag. Let's see what I decide to do here. I'm gonna go up and down, let's see. Well, it helps if I open the lid. Sorry about that, I did have the lid open. Here we go. Now, you want to be generous because it's the whole sweet and salty thing that really makes it happen. Voila. Whew. Now, we are going to cut into this. Fillet knife. You can't do this with a chef knife with one hand, but with a fillet knife you can. You're gonna open up the burrata and reveal the goodness inside. Oh my God, look at that. And if you have guests, I don't have any guests right now. I am alone, I love it. Stepson's in the back room doing his thing, playing video games, chatting online. That's good, he doesn't eat any of this anyway. So it's all me. Now, let me grab a fork. The trick to eating burrata salad is very simple. Okay? You're going to, obviously, we need to serve this. So let me grab something here. Spatula fine, spoon's fine, doesn't matter. Go into my drawer. I'm just gonna grab a tablespoon, I don't care. You wanna grab a little bit of everything. Obviously. Some tomato, some burrata, and the burrata has so much texture to it. It really is so yummy. And the flavors, now you guys know it as when you have fresh mozzarella and you have tomato, you have any kind of, well, obviously you're gonna have basil. You may know of it as a caprese salad. And it tastes like a caprese salad, but a zillion times more yummy. I am gonna take a bite here. Oh my God, it's heaven. It really, really is. Now, burrata salad does not have to be made with tomatoes. If you are not a tomato person, It's okay. Oh, a few of the steakhouses that I'm going to review will serve it with grapes or some kind of sweet fruit like a melon. So you could take out the tomatoes and put melon or grapes. It's very versatile. Oh my God. I'm going to take one more bite. Actually, you know what goes? I had to have a sip of wine. That's heaven. The sea salt contrasting the like bland mellow flavor of the mozzarella cheese and the ricotta cheese, it just it makes all the flavors pop. And who doesn't like salt and sweet? So when you have the balsamic vinegar, which is extremely sweet, with the sea salt and a little bit of pepper, oh my God. Well, no meal is complete cooking on a vlog that's called Poca Pasta, PocaPasta.com, unless we do some kind of gambling, right? Some kind of game of chance. So what I did was, I went out, I bought a lottery ticket. I bought a couple because I have another meal that I'm going to be preparing later. This, to me, is a meal, but I know for some people that's just a side salad. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to need my glasses for this one. Hold on. Oh, the challenges of being visually impaired. Let's see what we have here. Frank Sinatra, stop. Alexa, pause. This is serious shit here. We can win. By the way, Florida is huge on scratch-offs. People win all the time. I've been to a lot of different states, and I've never witnessed a state where so many people have won so many scratch-offs. Florida, 20 times the cash. Holiday edition. Oh, apparently I bought a leftover ticket out of a machine. It's the holiday edition. What the freaking holiday are they talking about? Well, I guess in my life, every day is a holiday. Went on to 100K. That'd be pretty cool. And there's a $50 bonus bag. That's cool. All right. You know what? We don't have to read directions. We'll figure it out. Let's see what we got here. I'm doing this one-handed now. Winning numbers. I have an 8. Let me make sure it's not an 18 or... Yep, it's an 8. Oh my God. Doing shit one-handed is ridiculous. 8 and 9. You know, it's funny. I'm walking around seeing out of one eye, and people always say to me, like, oh my God, it's got to be a challenge. And I'll be honest with you, last week when I climbed to the top of Lone Mountain, it was an amazing view, but because I have one eye, I'm seeing it with monocular vision, if that makes sense. So because I don't have two eyes to see out of, and because my vision is not the best out of my other eye, because I am going blind in that too, but that's a whole nother story, I really couldn't appreciate the depth of the depth perception. I couldn't appreciate the altitude because it was like looking at a photograph of the valley and the strip and everything when I was up on top of the mountain. And that's one of the times I really actually regretted. I wish I did have two eyes to see out of, because I've been able to see out of both my eyes on and off throughout my life. So I know the difference between being able to use monocular vision versus binocular vision, having two eyes. It does make a big difference. And the easiest way to put that into perspective is look through a telescope or look through binoculars. Which you're going to prefer, right? I mean, there's a lot to be said about a telescope. They could see farther and with more accuracy and more focus. So I have that going for me. And I do feel like I'm much more hyper-focused seeing out of one eye. My billiards game improved because I'm lucky enough that my dominant eye is the only eye I could see out of. And apparently having depth perception out of your non-dominant eye is actually a distraction to your brain. It throws your aim off. So I'm pretty good at sports that require aim. But I also tend to think that I'm pretty good at life now because I'm seeing it more focused. But I'm still missing the depth of the perception. I would have loved to like really absorb the view on top of that mountain. But anyway, my point is, as hard as it is seeing out of one eye, it's got to be 10 times harder to have just one arm or one hand. I'm struggling right now trying to do a stupid scratch off. Imagine like getting dressed with just one arm or one hand. It's definitely more of a challenge in one eye. I kid you not. I never know what that feels like. Unless I tie one hand behind the back, or I try to make a video and do a scratch off with one hand, and I appreciate that more. So if you're watching this right now and you only have one arm and one hand, I get it. I really do. All right, so let's see what we got here. My magic numbers are 8 and 9. Those numbers mean nothing to me. I don't feel good about this. I would have preferred a 4, one of my favorite numbers. But you never know. Let's see what we got. We got a 3. I'm not even going to scratch the prizes off because that's just a tease. You see 100 grand. Oh, we have a 9. We won already. Now I got this thing I do, and I don't care. I like the anticipation. I'm going to keep on scratching. And I'm not going to scratch that prize off. It's probably $1, right? But maybe not. Let's save that. Let's see if we won somewhere else. Patience is a virtue, my friend. 6, who cares? Wow, I wasn't really feeling 8 and 9, and I already won. I am a winner. I at least got my money back. Story of my life. It's going to be $2 because I usually break even. I could lose 10 grand and win 10 grand in an hour, or in a day, or a week, or a month. But that 10 grand seems to always come back to me, which I'm pretty excited about the universe doing that to me. I'm always even. I could have a ton of bad luck in one part of my life and then have an amazing run, a good run in another part of my life. And it all balances out. These are all going to be duds, probably 15, 12. I don't care. I'm a winner already. I'm at least even. The ticket paid for itself already. And we got some $50 bonus thing we got to look at. All right, that's bullshit number. Last one, it's not going to be 8 or 9. Very, very rare. I'm lucky. Oh, wait. No. I saw the curves of the 3. I thought it was an 8. Okay. All right. So, what the heck is happening to this lottery ticket? It's curling up in the Florida heat. Can you imagine? It's not even that hot here, but it's losing its integrity. It doesn't want me to scratch off the 8. All right, let's see this $50 bonus, $50 holiday bonus. Let's take a look here. $13, who cares? Okay, let me straighten this sucker out. See what's going on here. Okay, you ready for it? Who says it's going to be $1? Which way should I start? Let's start here. Because maybe if it says 1, it could be 10 or 20, 100. Oh. I doubled my money. I'm good. $2 ticket, won $4. Shit, if I did that every time I tried to take a chance in life, that would be amazing. All right. Pretty awesome. We got an extra $2. We got some burrata that I definitely got to take a mouthful of. My God. Wait. We need wine. Alexa, continue. And we need Frank Sinatra. This Menage a Trois silk. It's the bomb. And with burrata, with this amazing freaking recipe. And let's not forget, it's made out of fresh mozzarella, not mozzarella. I don't even know. Mozzarella sticks, I hear people say. What are you doing? It's fresh mozzarella. Burrata, fresh mozzarella. Stuffed with shreds of fresh mozzarella. Stuffed with ricotta cheese. All right? I'll make every one of you Italian. All right? We got this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go out to the supermarket, buy yourself some burrata cheese. I kid you not. When I bring guests to a steakhouse, or if I'm a guest with somebody at a steakhouse, or whatever the situation, I always order the burrata cheese, and I kid you not, how many times I am sitting across from people that have never tried it. And I realized it's not really mainstream, which is kind of cool. I'm all about doing stuff that's not mainstream. Apparently, I am not mainstream, and that makes me mainstream. What does that mean? Well, keep in tune. Got a really cool dinner recipe coming later. If I'm not too drunk from this bottle of wine, I probably will be on the second one by then. Oops, I didn't say that. Anyway, peace out, everybody.